Hey you, I am so happy to see you here because if you're watching this video about the frequently asked questions about Divinely You, it's because your soul has already been pinging you that this could be the program for you. In fact, I know it wants you to take this leap, but you're watching this video because you have some earthly hesitations to your divine guidance. So that's okay. That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here to help you work through now and onwards on our journey together in Divinely You. So I wanted to do this video about some frequently asked questions that were coming up to help quiet any of those worry voices in your head and help you take the aligned action that's going to truly get you to up level and to this next stage of things. And also for you to know if Divinely You is right for you. So like I said, honestly, I know that your soul has been tingling, your intuition is going off if you're even watching this video right now, ladies. So, putting you on blast right there. And I'm recording this on 11/11, so angels speaking through me. Anyway, so the questions I'm going to address in this video are ones that have been coming up in the DMs and emails about the course. So, first thing is, how will I know if this program will work when I've done a lot of other things and they really haven't helped me increase my self-worth, make peace with my body, and help me feel good in my being, or got me to that confidence and that radiance, right? The second question is going to be, is this, how will this affect how my body looks? The third one will be more logistical about the Zoom calls. The fourth one is about the payment plan. And then the last two will talk about if this is going to help your financial life or your romantic life and how that kind of interweaves. So just how you know what we got covered right now, so you can try to skip ahead if you want to, but I'm going to try to keep it pretty brief so that you can stick through for all of them. So first, and probably the most important one, is I know that if you're watching this or you follow my work or interested in this, it's probably not your first rodeo, right? I'm sure you've read a ton of self-help books, you've gone to workshops, you kind of know where you need help, right? And you know that you're not where you want to be, or you're not feeling the way you want to be right now because there's something blocking you, right? There's something that's stopping you from stepping into that innate confidence and that innate radiance and magnetism that is your birthright, right? And you have that dream, you have that desire, you have that vision of what it's supposed to, of what you were born to do, of what you at full wingspan looks like. And so you've probably read other books and done workshops and done other programs. And the reason that I think Divinely You is different is that we are going for the root. We are going to do some deep sea diving together. And that's why I'll be with you every single week live on Zoom calls, so I can hold you and support that and help you move through any blocks and help you get those breakthroughs and personally be responsible for midwiving your transformation here, right? I think a lot of programs and a lot of books can be full of incredible content, right? But so many of us often need the accountability and the support to go hand in hand with it. And so that's why, of course, the difference between working one-on-one with a coach and the difference between reading that same coach's book are night and day, right? The book could be full of juicy gems and so much transformational knowledge, but when you get someone where you have a once a week time where you can actually spitball with them, and you can let them know what's going on, when you can hit a roadblock and say, hey, I need help here, I don't know why I'm not busting through this, right? It really makes a night and day difference. So that's one of the big things with Divinely You, that for the next 3 months, I'm going to be once a week, you'll have access to me on a Zoom call where you can share your aha, talk about what's coming up for you. And also here, it's going to be really beautiful to hear from other women in the community what's going on with them. Because one, you're going to feel less alone, and two, you're going to be able to support each other in that sisterhood. But the biggest reason is truly that the work we're going to do is going to heal at the core. Listen, the manifestations of the manifestations that you're dealing with, right? That maybe come in you feeling uncomfortable in your own skin, you not having that much confidence in different areas of your life, you doubting yourself, you second guessing yourself constantly, you being in fear, you thinking too much maybe about what your body looks like or what other people think of you, you focusing your energy and attention on trying to lose the weight, look forever young, have the perfect clothes, have an Instagrammable house, have the money, have like your attention going to that. It's all symptoms of a root disturbance, right? And in Divinely You, we're going to get to that root. We're going to talk about, you didn't come into this world unsure of yourself. You didn't come into this world thinking you were unlovable or unworthy. You didn't come into this world thinking that you had to be a size 0 or that you had to have a certain size breast or that you had to look a certain way in a black dress. You didn't come into this world thinking that your eyes had to look like this and your hair had to look like this or whatever, right? You were born into this world knowing exactly who you were, right? You don't remember that because you were a little baby. But sometime along the path, something happened. And that's when you got divorced from your truth. Maybe it was a parent that said something to you in an emotional moment. Maybe it was something that happened at school with another kid. Maybe it was a magazine you read growing up, right? When you saw some model or famous person and you were like, oh, the only way I'll be beautiful and successful is if I look like them. And you looked in the mirror and you looked nothing like them. And so you decided that you were fundamentally wrong and you set out on a journey to fix it. And that happened in some form for almost every single one of us. And what you're dealing with in your day-to-day life right now is the offshoots of that core wound. And that wound, what happened, it's not about blaming anyone else for it, right? It's about taking responsibility for it, seeing it, healing it, getting at it, right? And similarly, a lot of our behaviors to deal with that core wound come from us trying to numb, right? Come from us trying to lean. There's, I think in A Course in Miracles, it says the soul leans. You decide, is it going to lean on these, negative spiral patterns? Is it going to lean on stress eating? Is it going to lean on overspending? If it's going to lean on seeking validation from men or dating or success, or is it going to lean on God or your higher power or your divinity? And so in this program, we're getting to the root of it. We are not, yes, will you get some tangible, there's going to be tangible tools in every module. There's going to be meditations and rituals to help you seal in this energy. There's going to be practices for you to be able to remember this and come back to this when you're triggered. But this is not a program that's going to be surface level, like by any stretch of the imagination. So I think for a lot of you, it's going to be unlike anything you've ever done before. And that combined with my weekly support is just going to change the whole flippin' game. So if you're ready for it, apply. You don't need to finish watching this video. Click apply because it's time. It's time to heal this thing because the rest of your life is waiting. The rest of your life is waiting for it. And when you heal this wound, when you heal the initial split where you forgot who you were, where you believed the lie, right? Then everything else, then the branches start flourishing, right? Then your relationships start flourishing. Then your career starts flourishing. Then all of a sudden, you find yourself in the flow. And so, amen, hallelujah, if this is for you. Okay, so another hot topic, because we are talking about loving our body and loving our being, and I do think that they are interwoven. So if you're not good with you, on some level, that's you not being good with the physical manifestation of you, right? And so sometimes people like to say, well, I have confidence issues and I have worthiness issues, but I don't have body issues. And I call BS on that, right? Because that is also innately tied into our physical presence, our mental presence. Girl, your mind is part of your body, right? And I would venture even to say that your soul, they're all intertwined, your mind, body, and soul. So when we divorce ourselves from our divine nature, from our truth of our magnificence and our radiance, then we divorce it all. We divorce the mind, body, and soul. So this is all about getting them back together. But some of you specifically wanted to address the issue of weight loss. And so here's how I believe. I think when you start honoring your body like the temple it is, I think when you connect to the goddess that you truly are, your habits change. And again, they shift at the root, not at the branch. So it's not you phoning it in, trying to eat healthier and feeling frustrated that you can't have your usual comfort food. It's you coming from a completely different place. It's you coming from that place of, wow, I have this beautiful magical earth suit. I have this divine temple that I get to live in, right? That this goddess gets to reside in for her earth life. I want to take care of it. I want to keep those walls sparkly. I want to make sure it's fueled with the best food. I want to make sure it gets the rest it gets. I want to move it in ways that feel good and juicy and fun, right? For my mind, body, and soul. And so a lot of times when that happens, I would say most of my clients experience weight loss because your body is now finding its new equilibrium. It's finding its quote unquote happy weight, right? Well, of course, you should not do this program with the intention of weight loss, right? Your body wants to be its most vibrant, radiant self. And if that includes weight loss, then that will include weight loss. I also want to address that if some of the numbing negative behaviors you've been doing includes restricting or, eating very little or over exercising or doing something that's keeping your body smaller than is healthy for it, and you know that if this is you, then yes, when you start honoring your body, you may gain weight, but you're going to gain health. You're going to gain health and vibrancy, and your body is going to be sexier and radiant and more amazing than ever because you're going to be showing up for the foods that nourish it, for the movement that nourishes it, and for the self-care that nourishes it, but in a way that, once again, it's coming from that pure intention. It's coming from that healing at the root, right? Where you're shifting, the way that you're making choices is shifting because how you feel about yourself and your body and your being on a fundamental level has shifted. And so now when, you get stressed out, you don't want to binge on a whole pizza. Why? Because you know that that's actually hurtful to your body that you love so much, right? So maybe instead of that, you start taking an Epsom salt bath because that feels like it would serve you more and actually soothe what needs to be soothed. It's just a relaxation, right? When you get triggered about something, instead of, maybe like going to the gym for too many hours or buying something that you can't afford or drinking too many glasses of wine, maybe you go to your meditation. You go to your higher power. You connect to something deeper and you actually handle it. You look at it because you look at yourself differently now. And this new you, goddess you, divine you, doesn't handle things that way anymore. She's got bigger tools. So next question. Zoom calls is the logistical one. So Zoom is super easy. It's a link that I'm going to send you. You'll click on it. You can join us via video if you want to see my face, if you want me to see your face. If you don't, I understand that this can be a shy topic. We're going to be talking about some deep things. And so if you're able to share more freely or openly or feel more comfortable by just dialing in anonymously, you are absolutely welcome to dial in anonymously, share anonymously, or even just listen in. So for our Zoom calls, you'll be able to show up as much as you want. I'm designing it so that the weeks that you have something that you want to talk about, that you want to ask questions about, you'll have that opportunity to do so. And if there are some weeks that you just want to tune in, listen in, and see what the other girls are up to and what's going on, and get that hit, that nourishment, that community, that, cheering on, then that's perfect too. You get to make that choice. And all the Zoom calls will be recorded, and you can listen to the recording if you miss them. Okay. Payment plan. Yes, there's a payment plan. So first of all, this is the most affordable training that I have ever done with this amount of hands-on time with me, and will probably ever do, because I'm just really passionate about it. It's the pilot program of this, and I want to help as many of you as possible walk through this powerful portal. And so the whole 3 months is only $397, and you can do it on a month-by-month basis. So you can do 3 months, 3 monthly payments for $149, which is a steal and a half. To talk to me every week is usually $800, right? So it's like $2,400. You're getting access to me every week with this group. So it's literally like a crazy steal that I honestly don't think you'll ever get again. So if you've been wanting to work with me and you've been wanting that kind of help and you're budget conscious, I think this is a really good opportunity for you to get what's going to feel like a level of mentorship above your usual online program, and have that place where you can ask questions and work through things and get hot seat coaching for a really affordable price. So I can't urge you enough on that. And then yes, okay, so I think on that note, we'll talk about how will doing this program affect my financial life. Well, here's the thing. How you show up as you're in your career, how you feel about yourself, it is broadcasting all the time. So if you don't feel worthy of that job that you want, if you don't feel worthy of taking the stage, if you don't feel worthy of asking for that promotion, it's hindering you right now. And it's hindering you in the same way that it's hindering you about how you feel about your body, right? Because if you don't feel comfortable in your body, then chances are if your boss asks you to do a presentation, you're also going to feel super uncomfortable doing that. Chances are if you're feeling shy or, not in the truth of who you are and how powerful you are, you're not going to shine your brightest in your workplace. And oftentimes you're not even going to listen to the true calling of your soul and what it's here to do. And so, I think this again, we're healing the root, and one of the branches is your financial health, right? Just like your physical health, one of the branches does become your financial health, because when you show up differently, your whole world shows up differently. And I can tell you that for sure. I hid for so many years. I had my blog for 6 years before I really went for it. And what it took for me was really it was getting over all of my drama around if I was worthy, if I had something to say, if I, being confident enough to share my message, right? And when I was able to heal that, when I was able to flip that switch, it completely shifted the way I showed up for myself. That's honestly when my Instagram took off. That's when my blog took off. That's when I got asked to be on TV with Anthony Bourdain. That's what led to the book deal and everything. It was literally when I finally showed up to say, hey, I'm gonna do the deep sea dive in, and I'm gonna heal this at its core, so that I wake up and I say, I am divine. I am here with a purpose. And I am a radiant force of light, and I'm going to go spread my love, spread my life, and do what I need to do in the world. And so it will absolutely up-level everything in your life, but also your finances. And then I got a question. I'm just riffing on this. I also got a question online about, someone that is a healer and is trying to find their place in their world. And that goes hand in hand, right? When we're confident in our being, when we're connected to our own worthiness, when we're connected to our divine truth, when we've healed that core wound, we've gotten through these sabotaging, numbing behaviors that take us out of the game, then we're able to rise in whatever profession we have, because we know who we are, and we know what our medicine is, and we know what we bring to the table, so we can bring it confidently. Because that same reason why you're having doubts around your work leads to that same root problem. Similarly, will this improve your love life? Actually, out of all the girls that have registered so far, and I'm sorry I keep saying girls, I don't mean that in a negative way, women, ladies, goddesses, beauties, divine beings that have registered so far, one of the biggest pain points for them has really been their romantic relationships. That them not feeling confident and good in their body and their being has stopped them from getting the love they want and they deserve. Because one, they don't feel worthy of it, so they're accepting men that aren't what they want, that aren't aligned or treating them the way they want to. Or two, they're not even feeling confident enough to put themselves out there dating. They're not having success dating. Because here's the thing, ladies, let's talk about this. When you heal this wound, when you connect to this, what happens is that you turn on your light. You turn on your light. When you turn on your radiance and your magnetism and your confidence, then now your king can see you. But he can't see you when you're playing small. Only other men who are also playing small can see you. And so when you start doing this work, and listen, I also just want to say this is a continual process. So I'm by no means saying that I'm like high and mighty, some like ascended master here, right? But when I did the work on myself, when I realized I was worthy of everything I desired in a man, that's when he walked into my life, right? When I realized I was worthy of a man wanting commitment, worthy of a man showing up for me in the ways that I wanted him to, that's when it happened. And so absolutely, healing this core wound is going to help heal your relationships. It's going to help you attract that man that you want to call it, that man or woman, whatever that divine partner is for you, right? And it's going to also help you have the sight and the worth and the love for yourself to say no when that person is not aligned, so that you have that space for your true partner, for someone that's really aligned with you, for someone that's going to help you grow and evolve and love you and cherish you and honor you like the goddess you are. But trust me, ladies, when you own the goddess that you are, so easy for men to start worshiping her. And I will tell you, that was a significant thing that I noticed in my life. When I accepted that I was a goddess, then all of a sudden I started receiving men that treated me that way, that honored me that way, that respected me in that way. And so, yes, if I couldn't be passionate enough, I truly think this is transformative work if you're ready to receive that kind of love in your life. So that was the end of our frequently asked questions. And if you've listened to the end, love, just do it. Just apply. I know you want to. This is for you. You deserve this. You are worthy of this investment. You are worthy of showing up for yourself and giving yourself the time in the next few months, the sacred container, to show up for yourselves each week, to do this work, to be able to step into this new decade feeling like the woman of your dreams. That's who you really are. Let's go unleash her. I'll see you in Divinely You.